Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to end the starter series. We'll give you a couple clips of what the final product looked like. We basically opened up to advanced steel, and that will give you enough to get started, because our next step would be putting the logistics into this area, and that's going to probably take me at least a week or maybe two, and the new 1.0 will be released by then. Still not decided if I'm just going to take this build farther and just use it in the 1.0 release, or just try and fix my save from previous that I have over 400 hours in. So let's take a quick look at the starting location where we have our hub and our space elevator. Basically, let's take a look at the map. I showed you that I like this location the best because it's got pure nodes all the way around it. It's got easy access to the coal. We didn't quite get to the criterium, and we didn't quite get to the limestone, or not limestone, sulfur. But I'll show you that it's pretty close by. Not really close, but it's pretty close. 500 meters. And then I think we have our criterium wall open too. I'll show you that distance. It's about 600 meters. And they're pure. So yeah, we got a decent start nearby. Our next step would be the crude oil. And just to give you an idea where that would be, let's go ping that. Yeah, that's 2,000 away. So, like I said in the beginning, this is more of an advanced start. You're really going to have to work on your logistics. Once you're up and running, that would be after advanced steel has been opened, unlocked, and upgraded. You should have enough power to do what you need to do to get all your logistics in place, and then start heading over to that crude oil. Yeah, it should be that way, so I was gonna do some trucks and some trains that are just running in that direction, comes in this way, goes around, comes back out. Basically we're in the top right hand corner of the map, so we're in a corner, so if the train or trucks bring everything from this corner out to this direction, and then we can just funnel everything from this northeast side of the map over towards the rest of the map. But we're standing on some of our storage containers. As you can see, really nice view from up here. Well, we could get rid of these biomass burners, but they don't burn unless you need their energy, so I just left them there. We got our smelter set up. Smelting iron into rods, screws, plates. It's multi-tiered. So take a little jump. Okay, so you can take a little look at the manifold system over here. Basically what we got is the ores coming up over here, being processed down the line, feeding all these smelters. The smelters are all coming down the line into this container, and this container is being split off in two directions because it's the upgraded one. So the bottom one is feeding all the steel plates. Top one is feeding all the screws. Now there is two open machines over here for the upgrades. case you needed more production. And then the rods are coming out of, I think, just these two machines. Yeah, so just two machines producing rods, more than enough rods than you'll ever use. And they just feed everything nearby, containers. So we got more than enough production. We got the same process with the copper that's nearby. Comes out, it's processed. Comes up here, gets split again. This one I did something a little different. I put a container on both sides. Basically this right side is feeding stuff down that way, and this left side is feeding nothing. Except, I believe it heads over to these machines over here. Yeah. Producing more wire than you could possibly ever use. And then I have this machine just basically making a small container of cable. And all these assemblers are using our steel production to make your encased. Now, if you didn't unlock your sink option when you first started, you can have all these overflowing into that sink machine, building up your cosmetics. You're gonna produce way more than you'll ever use in the beginning. Get on top of this container. We got our beam production. Basically only one set of manifolds. I don't think I posted this in one of my other part of the videos, but I added, since there was a limestone deposit over here, I added some more constructors to make concrete to feed these machines on this side. It's just easier than trying to upgrade that one over there and just piping it all the way down here. But we got our Mark II supplying all our smelters converging into our foundries, which we, with the advance, since we're now at Mark II, we went from 3 to 6. And since everything was upgraded equally, we're still not using the one coal miner. That's Mark II, and that's probably still Mark I. That was Mark II. Yeah. So when we already have it pretty much ran this way, and we start working on our logistics, we could just use it as fuel out to this direction. Like I said, we could probably run the train around this border right here and just out the other side. We can use the fuel for a truck stop, go out to these other nodes, which you really don't need to because you're not, like I said, you're already producing way more than you possibly ever use at the start. And by the time you get to the later stages, odds are you're producing even more. Most people will just have them go into the sinks and then collect tickets and upgrade your cosmetics in your awesome sink and awesome shop. I haven't done a blueprint designer in this build because I didn't think there was going to be enough time. Normally I'd build that like that manifold back there, and for the iron I'd do it for the copper and then all the outposts, and just funnel everything into one location. Yeah, it's pretty much the starter factory. I mean, we can break these all down and make one like little blocks here. Have our trucks come and pick it up into another location. We can stack all these so it makes a smaller footprint, because if I did show you how large that was. And if we just ping our iron, a little over 300 meters away. So it's not too far, but it's not close either. So it takes a little bit. Pretty much everything ran one direction. Got a little bit of extra assemblers because it took a little more time to build like rotors and stators. So I just built a couple extra machines to help that along. Yeah, that should wrap up this series. I'm still torn between repairing my other save, and we're just cosmeticing this out, make it a little condensed. You know, I can stack all these smelters over on top of the ore and then have it picked up and delivered to the bigger machinery that I could set up over there. Or there's endless options, and that's one thing people love about this game is you can choose what you want to do at any given time. Now, I didn't want to spend the time to run over to our coal plant because it's pretty much all over there, so I just took a clip and I'm going to add it here at the end. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to take a walkthrough of our upgraded coal power plant since we opened up steel and our Mark II miners. Right now we're looking at the sun setting in the dune desert. As we enter the facility, we can see the smokestacks already billowing. You can overlook this cliff ledge. You can see you can have an entrance there with our miners. Or I made this alternate entrance. You just climb these rocks a little bit. Nice little platform, still some foliage. You can see just about everything. And if you wanted a better look, I put in this watchtower, which gives you access to this ledge as well, which you can walk all the way around. Let's take a look at this north side of the facility. As you can see, there's a little bit of depth on this side compared to the rest. Other than that, it's pretty much a square cube. That ceiling is all glass. Let's take a little jump. Go down from our entrance. As you can see, we're over top of our miners and our coal generators. Got a little bit of safe barrier in case we don't want to fall off when we're walking the facility. Still quite a view. Alright, now we got our entrance down into the facility. We got a pure node and a normal node supplying this facility. Take a look. 1800 megawatts is nothing to laugh at. So, using a little more than half. So, since we got two different types of nodes, our pure node is on the right side. Just shoots down the right side and feeds the last few machines. A normal node comes around here, shoots down the left side. All our piping is ran into our piping floor, which is usually used as a logistics floor, but since the miners are higher, I just came in, just ran it out. So we go down the steps here, we can still see some of the rock face on the left. Now, this is a multi-tier. We can go up to the second tier and just take a quick look at our piping. Just each pipe only holds 300, so I had to make 4 sections. Now, we're walking over our little overlip that we have on this side. As you can see, I put a class 4 on this side because you just see the water and a little bit of aesthetics. It's a little dark in this room. I have to add some lighting later. So we enter the bottom floor. Still get cliff face on the right. We have our water generators. Basically, I have them set for 100%, 100%, 50% in series of 3s. Because 3 of them will supply 300. We only got Mark 1 pipes. Yeah, that's pretty much wraps up our facility. I mean, if you watched the previous video, these head pushes are pushing the water up. These bottom ones are pushing them over so they don't, so these first 2 machines doesn't backfill through the pipe. Guess it is kind of dark down here. Let's turn on some lighting. Maybe that'll help some bit. Yeah, that pretty much wraps up our video. Debated about putting some workstations right here underneath the overhead. Don't really need workstations out in this location. It's pretty much going to be self-contained now that everything's upgraded until we can open up Mark III miners. And once Mark III, then we'll just expand outwards like we've been since Mark I. Yeah, that I like that entrance. That's a nice entrance. Well, our next step is probably going to be to come out of this entrance and then build our roadway to our hub station. Just to have something that we can ride our dune buggy on. Yeah, that's coal power plant complete for Mark II. Goodbye.